Hi, I'm Eddie Paul from Customs by Eddie Paul, and this is DeadlineTV.net. I had recently met Jay Leno and got a tour of his big dog garage and met Bernard down there. A few weeks after that, I got a phone call from Bernard, who said, "Hey Eddie, this is Bernard, Jay Leno's." I go, "Hey Bernard, how you doing?" He goes, "Fine. Hang on, Jay wants to talk to you." Okay, so Jay gets on the phone. "Hey Eddie Paul, this is Jay Leno, how you doing?" I go, "Doing fine, Jay, what's going on?" He goes, "Hang on, Howard wants to talk to you." "Okay, who's Howard?" He goes, "You'll find out."
My name is Howard Buck, and I own a company called Studio Services. We've represented Porsche in the motion picture industry now for just about 30 years. We got this very unique and actually very exciting opportunity to work with Pixar Animation Studios on a Pixar Walt Disney production called Cars. So we went up to Oakland to the Pixar studios. We met with the people up there, specifically John Lasseter. He gave us the complete scenario, exactly how the film was going to be shot, the whole storyline. The concept or the idea of building actual cars came up in one of our marketing PR meetings that we had up there. We thought that was a neat idea, liked it a lot, asked Disney how they were going to do it, and they had a couple of companies in mind. They went out, got some bids, and came back and quite frankly decided they wouldn't do the project. I was over at Jay Leno's Big Dog Garage over in Burbank. I happened to have renderings of the three cars, Lightning, Mater, and Sally, talking with Jay Leno about it, and I said, you know, I'm really looking for a company that has the ability to produce exactly what you see in this picture in real life. And Jay said, well, I've got an idea. I know this guy, Eddie Paul. And well, hang on a minute, he said. Next thing I know, Jay comes walking out of his office. He hands me a phone. He says, here's Eddie Paul.
They explained slightly what it was that they wanted some cars built for a cartoon show that's coming out by Pixar. It was a Porsche, I believe a kind of a NASCAR, and then a tow truck. He goes, Jay says, you could probably do these. And I go, yeah, we can do them. And he goes, well, you haven't seen them yet. I go, it doesn't matter, we can do it. We've built just about anything.
And I said, you know, I'm looking at the pictures now, and Eddie says, well, fax them over to me. So I faxed them over to him. We started talking that night on the phone. Eddie's looking at the pictures. Yeah, I can do this and I can do that, and we can build this out of this material and we can build that out of that. I mean, he's already constructing these cars.
He explained that, you know, one had to be built from a real Porsche, so that's probably the most complicated job you have there, because that has to be made out of metal. And since it's a Porsche, it's got to be perfect.
48 hours of this meeting, this little casual random meeting at the Big Dog Garage. Sally, the 2B Sally 911 Porsche, was on a transport on its way to Eddie's garage in El Segundo. That next day, Friday I believe it was, I called Pixar and I said I found the guy.
We just landed this major job. It's like one of the biggest things we've done. It's from Pixar, and it's taking animations or files and turning them into real vehicles. We have, I think, 6 weeks to do it in, never enough time. And of course, not enough money, and we have to do the impossible, just like we always do, in this ridiculous deadline.
There's a lot of stuff under here, Cap.
Spiders, your favorite.
Yeah.
My name is Jeff Tapley. I'm a fabricator. My expertise is metal fabrication, welding, composites.
You can shorten the drive shaft if you like.
Okay.
Just got to find it first. We had to disconnect all the lines that go from the front of the car to the rear of the car, which meant all the electrical, the fluid lines, hoses. I joked with him about the drive shaft. There is no drive shaft in a Porsche because rear engine.
My name is Shannon Michaels. I try to take pride in a little bit of everything, jack of all trades, master of none.
And then you've cut these before. You've lengthened them, you haven't shortened one, right?
Shortened and lengthened.
Oh, you have shortened? Yeah. Haven't shortened a Porsche yet. How many cut a Porsche yet? You're our first.
You wrecked one up.
Yeah, right, a lot of them.
Usually when you build concept cars and project cars, you have engineers and data and measurements and all these things that could guide you into a direction of building a car. The problem that I see is we're dealing with artists and sculptors and models from a car that's in an animated world.
You know what I want to build is a tow truck, but Howard said, no, you don't want to build a tow truck. It'll take too much attention away from the other cars.
So I'm kind of going into this blind and just knowing that they're animated cars that have personality and that talk.
I think it's going to be one of those Kodak moments.
Somewhere along the line, we just to reassure ourselves, sent one of our Porsche technicians over to work with Eddie. That actually worked out to be a pretty cool thing because between the two of them, they came up with some great ideas. You would not realize until you take one of these babies apart that not only the detail, the craftsmanship, the engineering that's in it, but the parts that's in this car. When I came down here and saw it, there were Porsche parts scattered all over probably 2,000 square feet of garage space. I'm sitting there thinking he's going to make it look like Sally, but he's never going to get this car back together again. It just isn't going to work.
I have never cut a Porsche in my life. I've cut many cars, but never a Porsche. I think deep down inside I'm going to get a great thrill of taking a $40 Sawzall and cut-off wheel and cutting it literally in half. I think it's going to be fun. Cutting a Porsche in front of Jeff, one of our co-workers that is a end-all be-all lover and somewhat married to Porsche. I think we might have to bring tissue for his tears.
It's Sally's a Porsche. That makes it triple fun for me being a Porsche guy. Not every day that you get to cut a brand new Porsche up.